15 minutes. The title of it is The Weir, and with this, the purpose is to develop skills in conveying meaning and emotion. Interpretive reading is effective communication of thoughts and feelings of the author to the listener, and the reader should draw meaning from the selection to share with the audience. So please welcome James.
The play The Weir was written by the Dublin-born playwright Conor Macpherson, and it was first produced in London in 1997. It is a single-act play set in a rural Irish bar, presumably in Leitrim because it talks about Carrick. There are just 5 characters. Brendan owns the bar. The regulars Jim and Jack still live locally. Finbar left the area and moved into Carrick, where he owns a hotel and is an auctioneer. He's probably a Fianna Fáil councillor too. And he brings Valerie into the bar. Valerie has moved from Dublin into a house which has been rented to her by Finbar. So you get the picture that Finbar is the flash guy from the locality, and Valerie is very much the outsider. Now, I was very fortunate to see this play first in London in 1999, and I saw it again recently in a very powerful production in the Gaiety just 2 weeks ago. But the reason I picked the play is that it employs deceptively simple language with a very straightforward construction. In between typical barroom banter, each of the characters tells a story, and each of these stories is a little bit unsettling. And I would like to read Jim's story. Jim is one of the locals, and it's the middle story in the sequence. Who's getting married, Finbar? Do you know Nuala Donnelly? Noo, they call her. She used to work for me in the Arms. Declan Donnelly's girl. Gassian one. Oh yeah. You used to be pals with Declan, Jim. Poor Declan. He dead 10 years in July, God rest him. Lovely fella. She's a gas young one, the daughter. Noo, they call her. Call me Noo, she says. The first day she was working for me. Not afraid to speak up for herself or anything. Used to tell us who was having affairs and all this. She was a chambermaid, you see. She knew the couples who were being illicit because she'd go in to do the room in the morning. The bed would be already made, you see. The woman in the affair would have done it out of guilt, covered it all up, for herself as much as for anyone else. She's a mad young one. Would you get many people using the hotel like that? Not at all. I wouldn't say so. But Nuala just, you know, she's a gabber and a talker. Who's she getting married to, Finbar? Oh Jesus, some fella from out the country. Must be in his 40s. Shame, a young one getting hitched to an old fella like that. He must have plenty of money. You'd like getting married to that? He's a nice stash hidden away in that little garage, I'll tell you. Hoping to trap some little young one with that. Isn't that right, Jim? That's my plan. But you want to be careful of the old lads living on their own. They have a big pot of stew, constantly on the heat. And they just keep throwing a few bits of scraps in it every couple of days. And they survive on that. Don't you, Tim? Gotta do. It's a feast every day. fellas. And then they managed to get a girl. It does to be like that and everything. Your man be after living in 2 rooms all his life, and the poor young one would have to get in and clean it all out. 30 years of old newspapers and cheap thrillers, all lying there in the damp since their mammies died. And that was the last bit of cleaning went on the place. Is that right, Jim? And that's us to a T. Jason, speak for yourself, huh? Oh, they'd be desperate men. Changing the sheets in the bed every Christmas. And there'd be soot all over everything. And bits of rasher, an egg, and pudding on the floor. Ah, the poor girl. Poor girl is right. So the least I can do is make sure the reception of the arms is a little memory for her to have in the future, in the cold nights. Cheers. You have a terrible warped mind, you know that. Sure, I'm only candid like it is, huh? Lula getting married. You don't feel the time. No. I remember, it must have been 20 or more years ago, doing a job with him. Declan. Talking about what we were saying earlier. Priest over in Glen was looking for a couple of lads to do a bit of work. He was down in Carrick, the Arms. He'd come over from Glen, you know. Which was an odd thing anyway. Like, what was he doing coming all the way over just to get a couple of young fellas? But Declan, Donnelly, got put up onto him. There was a few quid. And he knocked up to me. And we were to go over to the church in Glen the following day. I remember, I was dying with the flu. I had a terrible high temperature. The mother was telling me to stay in the lava. Burn it off. But like, it was a couple of quid on the QT. So I told Declan, yeah, I do it tomorrow. No problem. And then the next day, it was lashing rain. I'll never forget it. He called for me in his dad's car. The smell of sheep in it, like you wouldn't believe. God, it would kill you. He used to put them in the car, chauffeur them around, you know. And we drove over to Glen. And the priest took us into the sacristy. And the job, of all things, was to dig a grave in the yard. That day was the removal of the remains, and they needed the grave for the morning. Fair Jews, like. Declan said it to him. There's no one else around the place could have done it. The priest got a bit cagey. He was saying something about, like, local boys being busy with a game of gar or something. The rain was pelting down. They gave us leggings and wellies, the whole bit. They had there a couple of shovels. And then he put up his umbrella, all annoyed like, and he brought us out over to a grave under a tree. It was a family one. There were 2 down in it already, the mother and the father. This was going to be for the boy. Well, he was a man, like, a middle-aged fella. There was 2 in it, so we weren't going to have to go down for miles, like. So he went off to do his business and get ready. Me and Declan got stuck in. And with the rain and all, I was dying with the flu. My arms were sore, then my legs got sore, then my neck got sore. And I was boiling. So we got down 2.5 foot. We took a break. We got in Declan's car, and he put out a bottle of poachine, a few sambos. I couldn't eat. But I took a good belt of the bottle, like, knocked me into some sort of shape. We just sat there for a while, listening to the radio, the rain coming down. Then we got out, got stuck in again, having a little swig every half hour or so, keeping it going. We saw the hearse arrive then. The mad thing was, there was only 2 or 3 other fellas there for the service. Of course, removal is only a short thing mostly, but to have no one there, and for a man who's not an old man, it was funny, you know. And then that was over, and the priest came out to us. We were nearly finished. And he just cleared us for the funeral in the morning, and then he went off. So me and Declan were the only 2 there then. The man was let out in the church. And Declan went off to get a tarp, stretch over grave. And I put a big lump of a door over it. I was just waiting on Declan and having the last drop under the tree and thinking I might stick the head in somewhere for a quick pint on the way back, you know. Then I saw this fella come out of the church and he walked straight over to me. He was in a suit, so I reckon he was paying his respects or whatever. And over he comes, through the gravestones. And he was looking around him a bit, like he didn't know the place. He stood beside me, under the tree, looking at the grave. I didn't know what to say, you know. And he goes, "Is this for so-and-so?" I forget the name. And I go, "That's right, yeah." And he says, "That's the wrong grave." And I'm like, "No, this is where the priest said, like." And he looked at me, breathing hard through his nose, like he was holding his temper. And he goes, "Come on, I'll show you." And he walks off. And I was like, fuck this, you know. I was cursing Declan, waiting for him to come back. The man turns around, you know. "Come on, it's over here." He was a lula, you know. I was nearly climbing into the grave myself with the tiredness. And I was sick. So I followed him just to get it over with. And he stopped at a grave, like a new enough one, a white one, with a picture of a little girl on it. And he says, "Is this one here?" And I just went, "Okay, right you are, mister. I'll have it done, no problem. See you now." And he sort of touched the gravestone. And he went off, back into the church. I was breathing a few sighs of relief, I'll tell you. And Declan came back with the tarp and I said, "Did you see your man?" He didn't know what I was talking about. So I told him, and all this. We just kind of had a bit of a laugh at it. We just got out of there. Stopped in the Green Man on the way back for a few pints. And that night my fever broke. I was knackered. The mother wouldn't let me go to the burial. Declan did it on his own, I think. But I was laid up for a couple of days. And one day, the mother brought me in the paper. And on the obituaries, there was a picture of your man whose grave we dug. And do you know what I want to say? It was the spit of your man I'd met in the graveyard. So I thought first it was a brother or a relative or someone I'd met. And I forgot about it a bit. And didn't think about it for ages. Until one night, Declan told me he'd found out why the priest from Glen was looking for a couple of Carrick fellas for the job. The fella who died had a bit of a reputation for being a pervert. And Jesus, when I heard that, you know, if it was him, and he wanted to go down the grave with the little girl, even after they were all gone, didn't bear thinking about it. It came back when you said about Declan's girl. Yeah. Jesus, Jim, that's a terrible story to be telling. Well, you know, we've been having a few little drinks from the Glenahens batch, you know. Ah, Jesus, firewater. Should I put a hole in the glass? Let alone give you hallucinations.